For more on the importance of the Turkish president's visit to China, I spoke to Cenk Sidar, the founder of Sidar Global Advisors.
So basically, this trip was scheduled months ago, and despite the happenings in Turkish politics, the very busy period, like the PKK and ISIS fight and all these political developments, I think it shows the importance that the Turkish side gives to the relationship with China. And also, I think one thing to remember is in November, there is a G20 summit takes place in Istanbul, in Istanbul and Antalya. So I think it may be seen as a preparation ground for the G20 talks coming up in November.
There's also talk about a $22 billion trade gap with China. There's also talk about a missile defense system being purchased from China. Talk to me about both of those, and also, if you can, this threading of the needle for Turkey, in a sense that they're working with the United States and NATO. They've got weaponry there. Now they're also dealing with China. It's a delicate balancing act, isn't it?
Exactly. Turkey is a full member of NATO and is a part of the infrastructure that NATO is basically providing for Turkey these days, especially when Turkey is fighting against ISIS on the southern border. So it's very controversial that Turkey is even in talks with China to buy the long-range missile defense system. So there are questions about the compatibility of the system to the NATO framework. And maybe more important than there's a strategic aspect of using the Chinese system at the same time being a NATO member. So this also raised some questions in the country, in Turkish politics as well, also in the international community about and question Turkey's role within the NATO system.
There's a quote from Erdogan back in March where he's talking about the West, and he said they don't want a strong Turkey. Supposedly, these are countries that we cooperate, that we are together with in NATO. Is there kind of a resentment on the part of Turkey towards NATO, towards the West, and are they shifting more to the East?
I don't think Turkey will be shifting towards the east, and despite President Erdogan's statements on the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, as you know, Turkey became a dialogue partner in 2013. I think, but we should not forget the fact that Turkey is a member of NATO, and also Turkey is a candidate for the European Union. So Turkey has been always anchored to the Western system. And I think that will be very, even despite Erdogan's intention, or maybe for multiple reasons, that it seems very difficult for Turkey to change its orientation towards the East.